Now on this Friday, November 8th, I'm Michael Gorgiulo.
I'm Darlene Rodriguez. Del Caballero's here looking at some traffic issues related to that brush fire, right? All right, we'll talk about that. Maria LaRosa's here because that rain still hasn't really come.
No, and we have all the ingredients in place. It's the dry, and eventually we're going to see those winds be gusty again today. That's just certainly cool either way you spin it. We've got 51 at Central Park, 42 in White Plains, 42 in Islip, 35 in Poughkeepsie, 33 in Sussex. Again, it is dry. There's nothing on the radar, but we're looking ahead to the end of the weekend. We're going to see two systems kind of work together and see how they play out here, from the one that's coming out of the southwest, but also now a Category 3 major hurricane, Rafael. So we'll be watching that over the next few days. But more of the same today. You can see plenty of sunshine. It will be dry. It starts to get a little gusty later this afternoon by 1 o'clock. 66 degrees on our way up to 68. So again, above average by about 10 degrees. And we'll see clear skies, dry skies through 10 o'clock, dipping back into the upper 50s. All right, 431. Want to check out some of those travel trouble spots. Adele, good morning.
Good morning, Maria. Good morning to all of our viewers. As we mentioned, this is due to some of the brush fire here in Bergen County, Palisades Parkway North.
Here, it's been very dry. We've had brush fires closer than we're used to having them as well, Maria.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate because the outlook, of course, as we've been talking about, is still so dry. We have the gusty winds factored back into it a lot like yesterday. So really area-wide, that high fire danger exists, and we'll continue to see that over the next several days. Obviously, we've laid the foundation for it. This autumn has been so dry, now closing in on 8 inches below average for the season to date. But here's where things may change up a little bit. We're still going to be dry for today and into the weekend, breezy as well. Then by the time we get to Sunday, this system still looks like it has enough to give us some showers, especially as we get into Sunday and out early on Monday. And the models are starting to lock in on maybe this next system interacting with some deep tropical moisture by the time we get to the middle of next week. Maybe not the deficit buster, but potentially a good soaking rainfall. At this point, right now, some of our models going on the conservative side, right, about ½ inch to 1 inch of rainfall, but there is that potential that will definitely be Mexico in November. 120-mile-per-hour maximum winds moving to the west at 9 p.m. 9 miles per hour. Definitely has an interesting track over the next few days where it's going to kind of wander, but out in the Gulf of Mexico right now, the current forecast doesn't have it making a landfall on the Gulf Coast, but we'll watch, continue to watch very closely. We're at 51 now at Central Park. The dew point's pretty low, and that west-northwest wind light for now, but we'll see things pick up into the afternoon. Temperature-wise by lunchtime, right about 64 degrees. Overall, compared to average, it will be mild. It's up to 68 by 2 o'clock, and will still be near 60 degrees through 8 p.m. Down to 44, so pleasantly cool with mainly clear skies, and we'll feel that difference tomorrow. 55 degrees and that brisk northwest wind. November making a little comeback here. Near 60 degrees with those showers on Sunday, out early on Monday for Veterans Day, and then that next dip really taking hold. We'll hold with temperatures and highs only in the 50s, lows in the 40s, and definitely keeping an eye on that Thursday time frame for potentially more rainfall, good rainfall. All right, 448, Adele, what's the latest?
Right now, we're keeping a close eye on now both ways. This is for construction. Exit 21 out to exit 22. You've got.
Good morning, everyone. Friday morning. It is November 8th. I'm Darlene Rodriguez.
I'm Michael Gorgiulo. Del Caballero's got an update for an issue on the Henry Hudson right now. And Swimming Force Maria LaRosa here with today's forecast. So now we're really. This is the danger we've gotten from all this dry weather and warm weather.
Yeah, you know, you kind of have a list of ingredients. And is quiet as we look at New York City. The red flag warnings are up pretty much our entire area. Again, it's all the factors that are coming into place, including just how dry it is, but that low relative humidity. Dew points have come way down in the last 24 hours by some 18, 20 degrees. So while it felt a little humid yesterday, it's really dry out there right now. 51 at Central Park. We're down to 33 in Sussex and Poughkeepsie, as well as Monticello, 42 in Eastport and Bridgeport, and Belmar right now at 43. So another factor that comes into play later today in terms of that red flag warning, the gusty winds, and it's going to be warm. By 1 p.m., 66 degrees, on our way up to about 68 today. We'll see dry skies, fair skies through 10 o'clock, and breezy still, with temperatures dropping into the mid and upper 50s. All right, at 5:01, want to check out those slowdowns and things to navigate around this morning, Adele.
Yeah, we definitely have our fair share of things to navigate around, but I do want to start things off here On a good note, Henry Hudson Parkway issues here that we were seeing by 96th Street, that's been cleared from the roadway.
Thank you.
All right, we're checking with Maria right now. Maria, we're just seeing this happen. I mean, it's been slow building with no rain in August, in October.
Yeah, and you could go back to September, not very much at all.
August too, right?
Yeah, it really started in August, believe it or not, and we're still one of those mornings where we're trying to find rain anywhere. It's still stormy and unsettled across parts of the west, and we've got our eye on the Gulf of Mexico too with Rafael. But yeah, close to home, it's pretty quiet. As Romney mentioned, Sunday and Monday, our first opportunity of two that I have in the 10-day. I'll show you that coming up.
Thank you so much. Coming up, a closer look at President.
In Queens, Van Wyck Expressway has construction slowing things down on the southbound side exits
And no winter.
5:30 a.m. right now on this Friday. It's November 8th. I'm Michael Gargiulo.
I'm Darlene Rodriguez. Del Caballero's here looking at some issues in New Jersey right now. Maria LaRosa checking on the forecast. Still dry out.
Oh, still dry, and we're going to get those winds gusty again today. And the entire area and all the check marks here for low relative humidity, of course, dry brush, and the gusty winds that'll start to really pick up later today. Nothing on the radar. A few patchy clouds on the satellite. We have 51 now at Central Park, down to 49 in Merrick, 33 in Poughkeepsie, and 40 degrees right now in White Plains. So overall today, it's another mild one. We will see those temperatures back up into the upper 50s by 10 p.m., I should say 10 a.m., and lots of sunshine. Through 4 p.m., 66 degrees, on our way up to a high of 68. But note the winds west at about 10, but those gusts will be in that 10 to 20 plus mile per hour range as we get into the afternoon and evening, again enhancing that fire risk. So we'll have more on that in a bit, but at 5:31, I want to check out the commute so far. So good, Adele?
Oh, well, we are hitting a few issues. It's not terrible, but it's definitely business.
In Inglewood Cliffs right now, watching all of it. Romney, good morning.
Good morning to you, Darlene. You know, as I'm saying, our drought situation has led to a red flag warning across 60% contained.
This morning, election results are still coming into our newsroom. NBC News projects President-elect Trump has won Nevada. Right now, Maria LaRosa, is that Kona? This is my Kona. She the sweetest thing you've ever seen. She really is. And this is like her favorite toy. This is her little rhino. She's ready to take and as you can see, it's looking very nice for those walks today, and little bits of that warmth kicking in along with the gusty winds. But I've got a little bit of rainfall coming our way for the weekend, so I'm going to adjust the timing for you and talk about our second chance in that 10-day forecast. All right, thanks, Maria. Well, you know, as it's looking nice and plump there, and of course we're almost near that time of year where they're going to go for their little winter's nap here. But counting down, we're 20 days away from Thanksgiving, 30 rock tree lighting, yes, 26 days away. Winter's 43 days away, and we have Christmas Eve and Hanukkah about 46, 47 days away. But what hasn't changed really since last Thanksgiving, last tree lighting, all the things, is that we are running the warmest year to date at Central Park. So it was a warm one last year. We're still on track, and you may think that that 0.3 degrees isn't significant. It's pretty significant, and we will continue to see temperatures, even with the cool down, still in for many of these days into next week, still above average. Today included into the upper 60s. We're back there on Monday before a little prolonged cool down here into the mid 50s, which again is not all that far off from average at this time of year. So what's going on? We have high pressure. This is keeping us dry, gets us breezy for today and tomorrow, which of course is elevating that fire risk. And this is going to be some helpful rainfall as we still see it right now by later on Sunday. So Sunday morning should be pretty quiet. By Sunday afternoon, evening, we'll start to see the clouds and those showers. This rolls through pretty quickly. We will likely see maybe some wet roadways for that Monday morning commute. And then this is the next system that I definitely have my eye on for some maybe more beneficial rainfall across the area. And we continue to get updated models in here. This is a good thing. We're about 1 to 2 inches of rainfall, while not drought busting, definitely going to go a long way and a nice change up. But there's the plaza waiting for the tree arriving on Saturday. Tomorrow, 51 currently. Again, a warm, breezy day ahead today. 68 degrees for the high. It'll be cool and dry tonight, down to 44, but it remains breezy this time tomorrow into the that northwest direction. So we cool down to the 50s tomorrow afternoon, near 60 with those showers on Sunday. Another quick warm up on Monday before we settle into the 50s the rest of the week. And again, eyeing that Thursday time frame for maybe some beneficial rainfall. All right, 548, Adele, what's going on out there? We've actually got a lot going.
It is November 8th. I'm Darlene Rodriguez.
I'm Michael Gargiulo, Del Caballero with an update now. There's a closure in Queens. We're going to talk about that. Storm Report's Maria LaRosa here with today's forecast. I can't believe what we have behind us there, Maria.
I know, it's a really pretty sky. It's dry, though, obviously an issue for that wildfire threat. And a Chopper 4 up in the sky for us this morning, and for news, of course. But this beauty shot, we always love this perspective. Thank you, Chopper 4, by the way, for that beautiful shot. We do have that increased fire danger again today with all of the ingredients in place. So the red flag warnings are up. One thing, of course, it is incredibly dry. Yesterday, we felt a little bit of that humidity, but the dew point temperatures are down by 20 degrees. That's some really dry air in place right now. And then the winds are going to pick up later today, along with it warming. 52 now at Central Park, 34 in Poughkeepsie. A little bit of a chill there. We have 43 in Bridgeport, 47 in Merrick. You can see with the radar and satellite picture, pretty quiet. So lots of sun headed our way. Our temperatures by noontime, 64 degrees up to 68. So another day, 10 plus degrees above average. The winds pick up this afternoon, and we do stay clear and dry overnight. And we'll start to feel a little bit more of a chill heading into tomorrow as we dip back into the 40s. All right, 6:01, almost 6:02. Let's get an update from Adele. What's moving, what's not?
Not moving right now on the major Deegan Expressway and the Bruckner Expressway. Actually, this is because of construction.
And with Maria LaRosa looking at the weather and that drought.
Yeah, so much tied to the drier than average conditions here, and we need a lot of rain. You compare that to average for the season, and we are falling way, way behind with not too much on the horizon. But you have a little bit, and then maybe even that better chance into next week. I'll time it out for you coming up in that 10-day.
Thank you, and still ahead, Rudy.
Of George Lopez.
You really do love me.
And Jeff Ross is coming in hot.
Your head is so big, your name.
Spot there, you can actually see there's a fire department response.
All right, Maria, as Tom said, he's given us a different perspective.
Yeah,
happening so close into, the big metropolitan Manhattan.
Yeah, and he brought up a point, an interesting aspect to the fighting of it. I mean, you don't get quite the perspective there, but this is so vertical. Like, it's going to be difficult to get water there. And unfortunately, we have conditions that'll continue to make it extra difficult and likely for any fire that does start to spread pretty quickly. But just to kind of give you a point of reference where we are in our fire season, for New Jersey, you see for this time of year, not that often. We definitely see that peak in the springtime. If you think about what's happening in springtime, you get the big weather systems, you have a lot of fresh growth, a lot of fuel for fires to begin. And so that tends to be our peak season, but we certainly have had our fair share already. So looking at, of course, the conditions that we have had in place, and today especially, where we check off the gusty winds along with low humidity and, of course, all of that dry brush, just about the entire area in that high risk. High pressure is going to keep us dry today and tomorrow. It's actually going to help accentuate some winds too, and then by Sunday, still counting on some rain coming through our area. This isn't going to do a lot. There's not a lot to it, but we will take it. But here's the more important thing. It does look like maybe we're seeing a little shift in the weather pattern, that we may get a few more intrusions of these showery systems. This one by Wednesday and Thursday, again, a lot of times we can look deep into the models here down the road and they all look good, and then we get to the moment there and kind of fizzle out. This one too, highlighting potential for maybe as much as 1 to 2 inches of rainfall. So we really hope that comes to fruition. For today, again, it is dry. We have 52 degrees, low humidity. Winds for now are generally on the light side, but we'll see those pick up, getting pretty gusty, 10, 20 plus miles per hour heading into the afternoon. And it's going to be a warm one. We're up to 68 this afternoon, lots of sunshine, and then clear skies tonight, 58 by 10 o'clock, down to 44 tomorrow. And those northwest winds bringing in that cooler weather. So tomorrow's highs a little closer to average in the mid and upper 50s. And then the showers are in and out Sunday into Monday. That next chance of showers coming along with that next cool down, highs this next week in the 50s. All right, Adele, 6:17, what's the latest?
We've got a lot going on. That's the latest.
Thank you very much, Adele. 6:18 now. Today, a special conference is being held on Long Island after Suffolk County officials announced changes to Child Protective Services. 6:19, 6:20 right now. Still to come, a big morning for music lovers. Will your favorite star be honored?
And then we have a sign that the holidays are almost here. This
beautiful view of Point Pleasant Beach right now. But at 6:30, we do have those red flag warnings up. And again, it's the low humidity, dry brush, and the gusty winds, which today really start to pick up again, anywhere from 20 to maybe as close to 30 miles per hour at times. So whenever a fire starts, that can help it spread very quickly. So definitely one thing to watch today. We're We're at 52 now at Central Park, 45 in White Plains, 34 in Poughkeepsie, 40 in Islip. So chillier than it was this time yesterday, but it's still going to be a mild afternoon with temperatures about 10 degrees above average. So by lunchtime, 66 degrees on our way up to 68. You see dry conditions, again, gusty winds by the afternoon, still breezy through tonight. By 10 o'clock, fair skies and in the upper 50s. All right, 6:30 coming up on 6:31 right now, and some things to navigate around this morning, Adele.
Yeah, definitely some things to navigate around. One of those things being the Jackie Ross.
Today, New York's Romney Smith on the ground in Englewood Cliffs, watching all of it. Romney, good morning.
Good morning to you, Darlene. I can tell you since the last time I was out here, that smell of smoke has gotten even stronger. I want to show you right behind me. You can clearly see now the gray plume of smoke going across New Jersey and
Well, now to that surge for a shooting. All right, 6:39, Maria LaRosa looking at the school bus forecast.
Yeah, time to get everybody up and at 'em. I know my kids in New Jersey have off the next for yesterday and today, so everyone in New Jersey relax. But if you do have to get the kids up, we are looking at more sunshine, dry conditions, breezy as well, and temperatures again from recess to after school looking to be above average in the 60s. I've got a cool down, still eyeing that Sunday chance of rain and into next week too. All the latest timing in the 10-day.
Thanks so much. Also ahead, a scare on the highway.
Sticking with Maria as you see those pictures live from Chopper 4 and Tom's Wire and crew.
Yeah, you know, hopefully that can be something that's taken care of this morning, because by later this afternoon, we're going to have the really gusty winds that's just going to carry embers and some of that dry brush and perhaps make a bad situation even worse. So we've obviously been dealing with this, and we have before, but today we've got kind of everything on the checklist, which is why we have those red flag warnings in gusty wind, low humidity, and that dry brush across the area from New Jersey and beyond. But yeah, that wind forecast is tough. West-southwest winds this afternoon picking up. Those gusts could be as high as 20, 30 miles per hour. And then even tomorrow, we're going to see some cooler air come in, but still rather breezy. This time the winds will be out of the north-northwest, anywhere from maybe 15 to 25 miles per hour. So we may be dealing again tomorrow with those conditions that sort of check the list here for red flag warnings. We are still looking ahead at some rainfall across the entire area. As we've been talking about, it's not going to be drought busting. It's going to help for sure. But Sunday into early on Monday is that time frame. And then we look ahead to next week. This is also looking like a pretty good chance to pick up some rainfall. We're saying maybe a few more of these frequent systems coming in versus, you know, days and days and days without these coming on by. And by Thursday, this one may have quite a bit of rainfall potential, maybe as much as 1 to 2 inches of it. So that is definitely one of the time frames that I'm looking to make sure those models keep showing it off, because that could actually do some real good. All right, we have 52 degrees out there right now. The sun is shining, so grab those shades. It's going to be another warm day. We've got by noontime 64 degrees on our way up to 68. It will be gusty. West winds about 10 to 20. A little bit cooler tonight. Into tomorrow morning. So we'll be back down into the 40s in the city, and then tomorrow afternoon cooler, still dry, 55 degrees and a brisk northwest wind. By Sunday to Monday, those showers are in and out with another little bump up in temperatures. Then the rest of next week in the 50s. Thursday looks to be the day that I've got my eye on for some beneficial rainfall, and then it's dry and cool into the weekend with highs back in the upper or should say lows in the upper 30s and low 40s. All right, 6:47. Adele, how are things moving along?
Very slowly, actually not moving along at all on
COPD, I have bad days, but I'm fine the next day.